Thanks for subscribing to FinDaily. This is a quick tutorial on how to set up your first email profile. So after you subscribe, you'll be taken to this screen where you can name your profile. This is used for internal purposes. We recommend that you call it something around the lines of your company's name or your firm's name and financial update, financial snapshot, whatever. You can change this if you delete the profile. So I'm just, for this purposes, going to do test snapshot. I'm going to hit continue. You'll see up at the top, if I had multiple profiles, I would be able to see them from here, and that's where the name applies. Now, if I ever wanted to change this name, I simply hit delete profile, and I can start over and create it. So on the left-hand side here, we have kind of a list of things that need to be done that lives under the dashboard. The very first thing to do is to add a recipient. We recommend you start with yourself. That way you can send yourself a test email once you get the template set up to see what it looks like. So now that I have a recipient set up, I'm going to go to my integrations page. And right now our templates are built on QuickBooks. So I want to go ahead and click QuickBooks connection. I want to connect to QuickBooks. And it's going to take me to a login screen. I've already logged in. So from here, it will give me a list of companies I can connect to. If you have the accountant's version, you can also check the box to install for your firm. So I'm going to add this sandbox connection, and I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. You can submit how you heard about this, which we'd love, or you can go ahead and close it. So once you have done that, you're going to go ahead and hit create. So the next thing to do is to come into emails template. From the drop down, we currently only have one email template. We're working on some more, but I operate a fractional CFO firm, and this is the template I pretty much use for the majority of my clients with some modifications. So on the right, you'll kind of see what the template looks like, and you can select the QuickBooks connection you'd like to apply it to. Go ahead and hit save. Once that has updated, it will kind of give you some next steps. We've already added the actual recipient, so the next thing we're going to do is schedule the actual email. So we have a few options here. We recommend usually weekly, and to do it a couple days after the bookkeeping gets updated. So if the bookkeeping's done on a Wednesday, we're going to send it on a Friday. You can choose your time zone here from the drop-down list. I'm going to go ahead and leave Los Angeles. So the next email is going to go out on the 12th at 8:40. I can give this any subject line I'd like. For now, I'm just going to keep this as the default. Also, I could add in a support email as well, and I can send myself a copy. So you'll see up here, it's warning me that it's not enabled. So none of these emails are going to go out until I actually enable and hit save. And so the next thing you can do is you can go ahead and send yourself a test email. So if I click this icon right here, it's going to ask me if I'd like to send a test email. So that sent an email to this address that I can take a look at. If I had multiple recipients in here and I wanted to try everyone, I could hit send a live email as well. So the next thing you can do is look at the actual email and edit it through our advanced editor. So this email, if I were to do nothing based on the steps I already did, this would go out every Friday at 8:45 and pull in all the data. So you can see on the left, this is where you actually make the updates. You'll see items in blue are actually placeholders where it's going to grab data. So when you input that name, typically you want to just put the first name, and it'll show you on the right how it looks. If you did input a support email, it will populate here. The default is whatever email was used to register was pulling from here. So this right here is letting us know that this is a predefined template. I can edit this. So let's say I didn't want to have a support email. I can totally take this out. And the way our editor works is it is auto-saving as you're making changes, but it will not send out this updated email until I hit publish. So now that I've hit published, I have overridden the template. If I were to come back into the template, it will tell me I'm using the advanced editor. I can always default back. But I want to show you a few more things in the advanced editor. So again, I have the capability to update anything I want, and I can add different variables and list from QuickBooks. Right now, all that's going to be in here is the items that were created from doing the template. So if I close out of here, I'm going to go back to integrations. So a few options here. First, under QuickBooks, I could add some additional items. So let's say I wanted to bring in a list of unpaid invoices, and I wanted to see how much money I had in my checking account. Now remember, this is pulling out of QuickBooks. If you wanted a more up-to-date checking balance, you can connect to Plaid. So what Plaid will do is allow you to bring in the actual available balance in your bank account. Now, Plaid has a wide list of items that you can pull from. A lot of local banks, though, you'll only find the personal side, not the business side. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. What we have found is asking your bank and also asking Plaid for a connection. They'll work with you to create that. If not, we recommend Relay to a lot of our fractional CFO clients. So that is an alternative as well. The other thing I want to pull in is I want to see what my net income is on an accrual basis for the fiscal year to date. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add here. And you'll see when I do that, it will actually tell me what the balance is. It does take a little time to pull it in. So far this year, I have a little shy of 27,000 in the sandbox. So I'm going to go ahead and hit update. Before I jump off this screen, a couple other items to note. So you can bring in multiple QuickBooks connections. So if I wanted to add another company to this, say I'm a business owner that I own 2 different businesses and I want to see both in one email, we have the capability of doing that. Again, you can connect to Plaid to bring in your actual checking balance. And we also have a connection with Xero where you can do very similar things to QuickBooks. What we'll not cover in this video is Zapier connection. There is a video if you come out to our help and documentation center that talks about the different integrations and how they work, and there's one for Zapier. But a big use case with Zapier is being able to pull in information out of a spreadsheet, such as a KPI. So now that I've added a few more things to my QuickBooks connection, I'm going to go back to our advanced editor. Again, I can type anything in here I want. So I'm just going to say cash on hand, and as I type, you'll see on the right, it will update. So then I want to bring in that balance for my checking account. I'm going to select currency, I'm going to hit insert, and so it's going out to QuickBooks and showing that I have $24,000 on hand. I can bold that if I want to, similar to everything else. Again, everything's auto-saving, but if I want this email actually to go out with cash on hand, I'm going to hit publish. One more thing I'm going to show, and that is list. So let's say I wanted to see the unpaid invoices. I want to show balances. I want to show my top 5 invoices outstanding by balance. So I'm going to hit insert. So what will happen is it will create these 2 parameters, and you'll see over here it's blank. So similar to these above, we need to actually add information in here that we want to see. So I'm going to hit QuickBooks again. First thing I want to see is my customer name. And again, you'll see it start populating over here. Next thing I want to see is how much they owe me. So I'm going to hit currency. And so you'll see it'll start populating that. And then similar to the bills that are coming due the soonest, I'm going to type in is due, and then I'm going to enter the due date. And then I can say here are your top 5 invoices due by amount. Again, I can bold that. Oops. I accidentally started deleting a variable, so it warned me. So I can see I have the email updated how I'd like it. I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. And again, this is going to go out every Friday. And that is how you create your email profile within FinDaily.